What's up guys, Lon here from Android Authority, and with the Galaxy S8 on its way, those of you with an S7 or S7 Edge might be contemplating an upgrade, and some of you might consider buying an S7, especially since it's going to be a lot cheaper with the release of the S8. Let's revisit the Galaxy S7 now that it's a year old, and see if it's still worth it. When I reviewed the S7 Edge last year, I was really impressed and loved the phone so much that it became my daily driver of choice for the majority of 2016. 1 year later, and many of the aspects of this phone still hold up extremely well. It's still one of the most beautiful phones that Samsung has ever made. The curved edge glass design felt really sleek and refined, and pretty much solidified that this was going to be a permanent design change going forward and not just an experiment. The design, however, wasn't without its flaws, and accidental touches on the sides of the screen is something that still happens from time to time, but for me, it was never so problematic to the point where it kept me from using the phone. The screen itself is just as gorgeous as it was on day one. It's large, vibrant, and easily one of the best screens on the market even in 2017. It may not feature HDR support or the new fancy aspect ratio of the S8, but at least this means that you won't have to deal with black bars with apps that aren't optimized or when watching 16:9 video in landscape. There are things on this phone that now do feel outdated, like the micro USB port, and for someone like me who has fully transitioned to USB Type-C, going back to this port does take some getting used to, but shouldn't be that big of a deal if you haven't jumped on the USB-C train just yet. I've never been a fan of capacitive keys or physical home buttons either, but Samsung made really clever use of it when they turned it into a shortcut to launch into the camera. It's extremely quick and felt very intuitive, and it's something you won't be able to do with the software keys on the S8. The physical home button also meant that the fingerprint sensor is in a much more convenient location, and I think most people will agree that this is a better spot over the awkwardly placed rear-mounted one of the S8s. Samsung's latest software update brings Android Nougat, a cleaner interface, and many features that are available on the S8 out of the box over to the S7, and this essentially breathes new life into the S7. You won't really be missing out on much with the software, but considering that the update is pretty new, you might still be stuck on Marshmallow at the moment, which my S7 Edge currently is. The S7 Edge may not offer the latest and greatest processor anymore, but it's still a speedy and reliable phone. Battery life is also fantastic even after a year's worth of use, and the 3600 mAh battery is one of the largest batteries Samsung has ever put in their phones, and this is an area that didn't see much of an upgrade on the S8, at least not in terms of battery size. If you want the latest and the greatest, you'll of course have to shell out the extra cash for the S8, which will get you a faster processor and other fancy new features like Bixby and Samsung DeX, but if you don't care about any of that, the S7 Edge offers many of the same features that the S8 does, like built-in wireless charging and IP68 dust and water resistance. The camera on the S7 is still extremely good. It was one of the best cameras on a smartphone in 2016, and it's a camera that I'd still be more than happy to use in 2017. I think that's a testament to how good Samsung smartphone cameras are, and although Samsung has made some upgrades to both the front and rear cameras on the S8, I don't think the camera is going to be one of the top reasons for anyone to switch from an S7 to an S8, or buying the S8 instead of saving some cash and getting the S7. The S7 may be last year's tech, but in most aspects, this phone doesn't feel outdated at all. It's aged very well inside and out, and is a phone that you should be happy with if you already own one, or if you're considering buying one despite the new S8. With the price dropping, it's going to be a steal of a smartphone, and with the money you save, that can go towards other cool gadgets or accessories for your smartphone. The point is, the S7 and S7 Edge were great smartphones when they came out last year, and they're still really good smartphones now. As always, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this revisited look of the Galaxy S7. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below, and also subscribe to the channel, which is also down below, and hit that notification bell while you're at it so you don't miss out on our future videos. And as always, check us out on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Google+, and check out the website as well, androidauthority.com, because we are your source for all things Android.